Right. They said, I said, he said, she said.
All away.
We said,
We said.
she said.
The choir said.
The Tuareg said, what you said. But what are you saying?
What am I saying? Well, the same thing what you are saying?
Which is?
What him said.
All right, let's go.
Women's football versus men's football. Who's better?
Is that a trick question?
It is a trick question.
I don't know if that is the question that should be asked. Who is better? It's totally different. If you look at statistics, our women have been to 2 World Cup tournaments, we've been to 1 at the senior level. Does that mean the women are better than the men? I'm not certain that's how you want to look at it. You know? In the United States, the women have won 3 World Cups. Mm-hmm. The men have never got too close to winning.
Right.
Does that mean the women are better? So it's different. I said earlier, Sepp Blatter, who was a former FIFA president, said the future of football in the world is with the women. Because the men have World Cup at the senior level, they have Olympics under 23, they have under 20 World Cup, under 17 World Cup. So they have the Confederation Cup, the Gold Cup, the Asian Cup, the Europe, this all kinds of stuff. So Blatter was saying it's time for the women.
Rise up.
Start these tournaments. So it is totally different. So, you know, believe it or not, some people still think women shouldn't be in what they call male sport. This is kind of ridiculous. But as far as I know, every single sport that a man plays, a woman plays also. Tennis, basketball, cricket.
You name it.
I don't know if I've
boxing,
seen
wrestling.
I don't know if I've seen rugby. Women. No,
Yes.
yeah, man. We have the lady
rugby.
crocs, you know. So it's
If you have the skill for it, you should play it.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't necessarily say who is better, as never said, because you're looking at also context. And so you may have, and I'm not disparaging our reggae girls and what they've achieved, I'm using it as an example, that for the men, they may be playing a very strong Mexican male team and a very strong Honduras team. The Mexican female team may not be as strong. So you have to look within the context.
Yep.
That's
why I said I'm not certain I've used the word better.
Yeah.
Right.
The qualification I wouldn't use as something to say it's better.
Because what's the standard? Like how do you equally or objectively measure to say, well, all right, this is the standard, the men meet it here, the women meet it here.
Yeah.
And therefore you can say, well, all right.
I think maybe
there's no standard.
I think maybe you could probably pull components of it. So you could probably say, defensively, the women, and that's per game, or per,
and that's
as a
coaching
defense.
tactics too, and how the players accept
Maybe
that.
it could be coaching.
And Dela made a great point with the Mexican analogy, because if you look at the Brazilians, the women, they are not as good in world football as the men. The men win 5 world championships. Nobody don't know that yet. They are rated as the best footballers in the world, even whether you like them or not. They are actually rated as the best footballers in the world. The women don't do as well as Garth and I just said. The Americans are a better team than a Brazilian. No, there's no way an American male team going to be as good as a Brazilian male team. Right. So there's
that's one.
Yeah, there is a qualification there to make. And if you go outside of football, our netball team is the highest ranked world team in Jamaica, because we are number 3 in the world. I mean, football, we are 50th or something like that in the world. But you can't just use it like that also, because there's nearly 200 football countries as opposed to maybe.
I'd probably pull out maybe elements of it, and because you could probably say, when the girls in terms of making certain decisions, run on ball strategically. You can say, the girls are better at reading that and on a field of play, being able to adjust and whatever. But that's an individual permanent.
What I would like to see is that our females are treated as well as our males.
Absolutely.
The United States, they went on bad and said them I forget the same amount of money where the man them get, and they got it.
Good.
We don't have a league. I read recently that our local Women Premier League will start. But I would like us to do the same things for especially the young ladies. Sport, you can make so much money in a sport.
Yeah.
True.
In sport, education, sport is part of that, whether you like it or not. You have people, agents, footballers. Look at some of our Jamaican-born footballers, what they're earning now across the world. Right. There's one Jamaican-born footballer who was earning $60 million Jamaican dollars a week. Every week, he made 60 million Jamaican dollars every week. That's true. I'm not exaggerating here. No, and that's just one baller. So we have so many professional ballers. So the women have an opportunity, maybe not to earn 60 million a week, but they can really...
Certainly far more than they're earning.
Of course, and they can have a family and look after themselves. And so I would like to see them start to treat our young ladies the same way they treat our young men.
But on that matter too, when you think about the development of football in Jamaica around young men versus young women, it's chalk and cheese.
That's my point.
That's
my point.
And isn't that amazing that despite us not having a robust league, we've qualified for the World Cup back to back?
Back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, Khadija Shaw is rated as probably one of the best centre forwards in the entire world.
Right.
In the entire world. She plays at Manchester City, and she's leading them at Manchester City.
Having been at PSG before.
Right.
But you made a very important point that I like to reinforce, that I find that sport and art are the only two things that people can move from the skill that they have and make an exponential leap in terms of income.
Okay.
And in terms of being able to provide for themselves. And I feel like we're not putting enough into sport and art.
Which is why I think you must be encouraged to do what you're good at. Yeah. All of us not going to be academics. All of us not going to be great.
I don't know, no academics earn 60 million Jamaican a week, but I'm going to just leave it right there.
Well, yeah.
me that like earn that even every 10 years. If me earn 60 million every 10 years, me good. All right, that's it for She Said and We Said. We soon come.